Welcome dear Teach Now classmates, I'm Diego. It is great to have you in my classroom. Today we're going to talk about some federal laws that impact our jobs as teachers and the experience of schooling for our students. After doing some research, I decided to focus on the following laws. The first one is No Child Left Behind Act. The second one is Individuals with Disabilities Education Act from 2004, and the last one is the United Nations Girls Education Initiative. The No Child Left Behind Act of 2001 supports standards-based education reform based on the premise that setting high expectations for students and establishing measurable goals can improve individual outcomes in education. This act looks really good in paper because it aims to provide highly qualified teachers in schools to all students. The problem is that it also requires public schools to administer statewide standardized testing every year, and these are the only means of determining whether schools live up to required standards. If required improvements are not made, then the school is going to face decreased funding and other punishments. And this also pushes, what about the Individuals with Disabilities Education Act? This is a federal law that secures special education services for children with disabilities from the time they are born until they graduate from high school. This law mandates equity, accountability, and excellence in education for children with disabilities. Let's take a look at the components of this law. The first one is fundings. States receive money to provide services for eligible children and youth with disabilities, including the rules and regulations that states and school systems must follow to receive funds from the federal government. How is this law helping children and their families? Services that may be included in this program are family training, counseling, home visits, speech-language services, occupational therapy, and physical therapy. Finally, they also provide information and research that informs professional practitioners and families, including teacher education, identification of best practices and promising practices, development of technologies, and public dissemination of information. Our last topic for today is the United Nations Girls Education Initiative that was launched in 2000 by the UN Secretary General to assist national governments as they fulfill their responsibilities towards ensuring the right to education and gender equality for all children. That means girls and boys alike. This initiative is helping us by working to remove barriers to learning, promoting strategies that put the needs of the most disadvantaged, including girls and women, first in education policies, plans, and budgets, and working to improve the quality and availability of girls' education in support of the gender-related education for all girls. It is fundamental for states, schools, teachers, and students to be aware of the laws that affect education, how to follow them, and how to provide and receive a quality education and support for all children. Thank you so much for coming to my class today. I'll see you in another opportunity.
Created using Powtoon.